Hello, everybody. It's Doug from the Traditional Catholic Guy. I'm here today by myself. Unfortunately, the bishop was not available. Everything's fine. Bishop's fine. We haven't been on for the last 2 weeks. I just wanted to come on and say hello to everybody. I'm not sure if anyone actually comes on here to listen to me anyway, but unfortunately, the bishop is not available, and I just wanted to make an announcement just so everyone knows everything's fine. My wife is actually giving me some advice to have a little bit of a talk, I guess like a monologue to some people, kind of about me. Again, I'm not sure if anyone is concerned about my views, but I think one of the reasons why I wanted to do this and get answers directly from somebody I can trust is because I think that there are other people out there that are just wandering around the wilderness. And I thought that this might be a good way to access some of them and perhaps bring some more people into the faith. Now, into the faith is one thing, into the traditional faith is another. So we have to understand that there's a difference between being in the faith and being a traditional Catholic. I've always been in the faith, but I really have not been a traditional Catholic until very, very recently. Just a little bit about me. My family knows a good amount of priests. We had 2 priests at our ceremony. We do know the bishop very, very well, and so we do have a very strong relation to the faith. However, again, being in the Novus Ordo and being a traditional or as my shirt says Brad Trad, which I'm not even sure I understand what that means, are 2 different things. So hopefully some of you are here to listen to my point of view, not necessarily to get involved in some dogmatic discussion about Catholic faith. However, I think that talking to the bishops specifically is very important, especially for me, to understand the difference between the right and the wrong, because there is a lot of things out there that are purposely put out there to get us to move away from the true faith. And we must always understand that there is 2 different forces here at work. One of them is good and one of them is evil. And sometimes it's very hard to understand that. Recently, there's been a lot of stuff in the news about the money that's been spent on USAID projects. And I have a personal take on this because I was involved in the program a few years ago, and which I thought was I was bringing something of interest to the world. As it turns out, I may have been a stooge for some CIA operation specifically in Russia, which is where I was working. So, on a personal level, I'm now very, very upset, depressed, and worried about that I was involved with doing something that may have destabilized or been trying to destabilize the government there. It's very, very sad when you learn that things you've been taught, been instructed on, or people have been discussing isn't true. And I think we have a little bit of that in our faith right now. I don't need to bring anybody's name to attention, but I think a lot of us understand, especially the traditional Catholics, that things have been happening over the last, well, since the Second Vatican II, but certainly over the last 10 years, perhaps, that things have gotten much, much worse. However, it does seem that it's done under the auspices, as the USAID was, to be good. It's great, involve everyone, open up our arms, get everyone involved. And that is lovely, that is great. But we all have to understand that there's some institutions out there that are trying to get people or telling people false information. And as a traditional Catholic, we need to make sure we understand what those are. as I hear on Sunday every week, my priest says, you need to be able to give them the answers when people ask you these questions and hit you on these types of things. So you have to understand, I am not the best one to be speaking about this stuff. However, I am a person. I do have an opinion, and I'm not, I think I'm a fairly intelligent person. So, I do have some value, and I hope that there are people out there that feel the same way as me. I don't want to really go into any issues this week, but that USAID thing really, really bothered me. So, if anybody wants to make any comments, that would be terrific. I had a whole group of things I wanted to go over this week. Hold it for next week. I want to go over some terrific findings that have been found about the Shroud of Turin, which brings even more information about Christ and the validity of the document. So that's one thing we can still talk about the next time we're on. So there are a lot of crazy things going on out there. So I guess the best thing to do is to pray, and we'll soon, hopefully, as I said before, the good meter is it's going on the right side. So let's just keep that going and pray for everybody, pray for the bishop, and God bless everybody. Goodbye.